Hello and welcome to the Cork City Sports. We've an exciting night of athletics ahead. Let's get straight to the action.
So this is the schedule that we have for tonight. We've got the women's 100 metres coming up, men's 100 as well, 400 hurdles, which I thought would be nice to see Thomas Barr in, but never mind. Great win for him, by the way, in Lucerne last week. The 800 metres men's and women's, 3,000 men's and women's, 200 metres in both, and then we wrap up with the big highlight for many, the men's mile, and that is coming up to around 9 p.m. Irish time.
Yeah, packed event this evening, so hopefully everyone will tune in right to the end.
So now, a very interesting name coming up in the junior women's 1500 metres, wearing number 1. It's the European Under-18 Championship silver medalist from last week from Ballymore Cove AC, Sophie O'Sullivan. It's a good lineup in this. Stephanie Cotter as well from West Muskerry, Lauren Nicholson also, 15 going to the line, continuing to Aoife Mahoney of Listowel. Aoife Mahoney from Unrigged as well, brilliant. Sophie won silver in Győr. So away we go then in this junior women's 1500 metres. Number 1 is the one to watch. She should come to the fore soon. She's right in the middle of the pack, as you'll see, but it's Aoife Mahoney of Listowel who's leading the way on her shoulder. Stephanie Cotter of West Muskerry in second position. Slow start, but Sophie O'Sullivan 5th, then 4th, and in a few seconds probably will be in 3rd position. But how well she did in that Irish singlet just a week and a half ago.
No easy task as well. I mean, it was a very high standard competition, and she raced like an absolute pro. The way she controlled the race and the way that she made her move and held on, it was absolutely superb. The video of her mother Sonia, the excitement was like one of the absolute golden moments of athletics in Ireland, and it was absolutely fantastic to see.
Aoife Mahoney leading the way with 3 laps to go. Just behind her is Stephanie Cotter in second position, and Sophie O'Sullivan is in 3rd and looking quite good at the moment. Maeve O'Neill of Duhaney is in 4th position, but Sophie O'Sullivan has them right where she wants them at the moment. Remember, she won the junior race over 800 metres last year at these Cork City Sports, but it's Aoife Mahoney leading the way at the moment in this Glenillan Farm junior women's 1500 metres. To be honest with you, it's the lady in 3rd that we're all looking at and wondering when she's going to pass.
Yeah, and at the moment, Aoife Mahoney, she's leading them out. She's looking very comfortable in that leading position, but they are closing in on her. Sophie O'Sullivan's a very unusual running style. She kind of has a laboured run that you kind of forget how fast she's actually going, and she does have that nice kick at the end. And I know the other girls have seen that race she ran in Győr. They know what she's capable of. They know she's fast, so they know they can't let her run this race the way she wants. And fair play to Aoife Mahoney. She really is keeping the pace and not letting anybody get ahead of her at the moment.
2 laps to go. Aoife Mahoney leads for Listowel. Stephanie Cotter of West Muskerry in 2nd place, and Sophie O'Sullivan of Ballymore Cove is leading right at the edge of that top 3, and O'Sullivan is going to move up from 3rd into 2nd place, and we've lost one of our top 3 there by the looks of it. I think it's Cotter who's pulled up, and suddenly O'Sullivan is in a 2nd position. Cotter is still there. It's Aoife Mahoney who's pulled up injured with around 800 metres to go. So it's between Stephanie Cotter now and Sophie O'Sullivan.
Yeah, it really is between the 2 girls. They've left the other girls with about 20 metres, 30 metres, 40 metres even to make up at this stage. So it really is going to be between these 2 girls. And Sophie O'Sullivan's going to have the support of this crowd behind her. She's Sonia O'Sullivan's daughter. All eyes are going to be on her. A lot of pressure on her as well to perform, but Stephanie Cotter is probably feeling her breathing down her neck at the moment as she just passes her out in that home straight.
So the two Cork girls in the lead, so they're going to get a great reception from this crowd. Stephanie Cotter made the right move, trying to take the sting out of the tail of Sophie O'Sullivan's kick. She's a fantastic 800-metre runner, as we know. So Stephanie Cotter had to take the pace on to give herself a chance, and she's cracking Sophie O'Sullivan as she makes her move now.
Absolutely brilliant move by Sophie O'Sullivan. Well weighted, well measured, as it was last year in the 800 metres of the Cork City Sports, and as it was when she won silver in those European under-18 championships in Győr in Hungary a week and a half ago. Sophie O'Sullivan leads the way, but what a fight back this is from Stephanie Cotter, looking for a major scalp here. This is one race that O'Sullivan won't want to finish second in, after finishing second for Ireland in that famous green singlet a week and a half ago. Sophie O'Sullivan hits the front again. Stephanie Cotter has put a great performance in here.
This race isn't over yet. They're going to lift the roof off this stadium in this last 100 metres.
It's O'Sullivan against Cotter. O'Sullivan on the inside, Cotter on the outside. This is a brilliant race. Has Cotter got it? O'Sullivan's moved up. O'Sullivan wins it. Sophie O'Sullivan, and that is a lifetime best by 5 seconds. 4:22.23. Mother would be proud. Stephanie Cotter's taken 9 seconds off her lifetime best. That was 4:31 for Cotter previously, both coming through in 4:22. 4:22.24. Sophie O'Sullivan gets a brilliant win. I'll tell you what, Sonia would have been 100% proud of that finish. What a race.
What a race from both girls. Absolutely cracking last 100 metres, and to knock off, like, what was it, 5 seconds and 9 seconds off their respective personal bests, that is unbelievable. If you ever wanted to see the advantage of a home crowd in action, that was the race.
Yeah, that was a brilliant race, and you know, have to give kudos to Stephanie Cotter. It was a big name to come up against. All eyes really were on Sophie O'Sullivan, and she didn't give it to her. She did not hand that win to her on a plate. She fought and came out with a 9-second PB for her efforts. So brilliant race from both girls.
You can just see that the last 100 metres again, it was absolutely neck and neck, and people have been talking about this like fantastic run of success over the last 2 weeks, and what does it mean? Well, it means that, like, for the people that have been successful, that's fantastic and it's a step, but for their other Irish athletes, they are not going to give it to them lightly. This raises the level for everyone else. This was an absolutely fantastic run by both athletes.
And that was the reaction from her mother in the stands. Her father as well, the coach Nick Bideau. Rob Heffernan, Marion, his wife, former international athlete and now international athletics coach, among the interested parties here, plus a few from the political scene.
Really is Cork athletics royalty in this shot here between Rob and Marion and Sonia. But Stephanie Cotter really put it to her that whole way. That was an exciting last 100 metres, and I really couldn't call it. Sophie O'Sullivan really had to work hard, and it paid off. She came away with a 5-second PB, Stephanie Cotter with a 9-second PB, so in a brilliant race by both girls. All the hard work they put in those first 3 laps really paid off.
Well, you're absolutely right, and that was just a magnificent finish in the end, with Cotter almost taking it out and looking for a massive scalp here. Just on the turn of the final bend, she saw her opportunity. The 19-year-old from West Musgrave, she's 2 years older than Sophie O'Sullivan. Remember, Sophie is still 16, turns 17 later this year, and that ambling style of hers may become very famous in Irish sport. Gosh, over the next 15 years or so, she's a winner, isn't she?
She was a winner today anyway, in front of her home crowd, her mum's home crowd, and there here are mum and dad looking on proudly. The reaction from that Győr, not as exciting tonight.
Fantastic win for Sophie O'Sullivan.
Congratulations, Sophie. That was a battle at the end. Talk us through it.
It's always like you be sprinting, but there's always a little bit extra you can put in to be really sprinting properly. And at the end there, I just really pushed hard for that, and
It must be nice to be here in Cork with your mum watching and knowing everything that she stands for and her relationship with Cork.
It's really good out here, and love the track. I was training here the other week, and it's just a really nice place to be out here.
I know you're exhausted, Sophie, but what a whirlwind it's been for you and for Irish athletics in the last couple of weeks. What's it been like to be part of that?
It's been really exciting, and I thank Athletics Ireland for the opportunity to be out here and represent them up in Hungary, and then just supporting me there and for everything, really. Yeah.
And finally, Sophie, where will we see you next?
I'm not sure yet. I'm going back to Australia Wednesday, so unconfirmed, but I'll be back.
Brilliant, thanks Brilliant, and congratulations.
Oh wow, lots of different memories, but I suppose the one that really stands out is my very first Cork City Sports. You know, I'd watched lots of races as a young girl. It used to be on television back then as well in the 80s, and then, you know, when I got invited to come up here and run the open 3,000 metres, I was only 17 years old, and ran a big PB 9:01 and somehow managed to win the race. It was huge in Cork, you know, it was on picture in the back page of the Echo, and, you know, it was big news. So that's my biggest memory of the Cork City Sports.
Before the Sophie's race earlier, the MC Phelim Kelly was saying there's a new SOS in town. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's great, you know. I mean, she's her own person, you know. She does her own thing, so she's definitely Sophie O'Sullivan, and she's cutting her own track, you know. She's definitely not following in my footsteps. She really wants to go out there and do her own thing and be the best that she can be.
It must be exciting though, like not just for Sophie, but just watching all the young Irish athletes coming through.
It is, it's fantastic, you know, and it was a brilliant race tonight. Watching Sophie run in the 1,500 metres, and Stephanie Cotter, you know, really competitive race, and that's what you need to see. You need to see the girls, you know, kind of stepping up and challenging each other, and they were both up for the race tonight. You know, we didn't know a lot about Stephanie, and she probably didn't know a whole lot about Sophie apart from watching her in the European Youths there a couple of weeks ago. So it was a big race, and neither of them probably really knew it. You know, it was a bit low-key, you know, and it was just great to see them being really competitive and battling it out, and both of them running the best they've ever run.
I think the sprints are really going to be giving us something to tune in for this evening. We've got a really strong 100 and 200 metres for both men's and women's. And there's Phil Healy in our picture, recent Irish record holder in the 100 metres and almost in the 2 and the 4. There really is no limits to Phil's sprint ability. Can she break another 200-metre record tonight in a really strong lineup of 100-metre women?
So here's the field. Humphries of Great Britain, Emmanuel of Canada, who's won here before, Whitney of the United States, Buchanan Canada, Owusu-Agipong Ghana, Phil Healy of Ireland, Atkins of the United States, and Hilton of Great Britain. But Phil Healy, well, what a season. 100 metres national record at the Leinster Championships last month, 11:28. 4th all-time Irish in the 200 metres. And she was a terrific performer in the World Indoors in Birmingham. Not a lot to shout about from an Irish point of view. European Indoors last year in Belgrade likewise got through a couple of rounds. Ireland's got some really talented sprinters at the moment. So Humphries, Emmanuel, Whitney, Buchanan, Owusu-Agipong, Healy, Atkins and Hilton. The women's 100 metres. So away they go first time. Healy could have gone off with a better start. Owusu-Agipong's going brilliantly at the moment. Healy trying to fight back though, and it's Crystal Emmanuel trying to get the win, and Healy's up there, and it's Emmanuel ahead of Healy, 11.25 seconds. Well, if Healy was immensely close, that's so near to her Irish record, but Crystal Emmanuel has done it again here. She won the 200 metres of the Cork City Sports last year, 11.25. She wins the 100 tonight, and Phil Healy takes second position for Ireland. Could have had maybe a better start, but the rest of it was brilliant.
You know what, the start didn't seem to matter, and I said that she was going to have a tough race with these girls, and she has taken a lot of scalps in that race. I think if she hasn't equalled her Irish record, she's going to be very, very close to it. I'm not going to say whether she's broken or not, but I think she's going to be very, very close.
By the way, Elena Mizera, 11.23 is the all-comers record from the Mardike 1993. If that gets rounded down by 200, she will have matched it. That was scintillating, and what a win for Crystal Emmanuel of Canada, and we'll see her in the 200 as well. And we'll see Phil as well. 11.25 the winning time, but Phil was very close to that.
Big season's best for our winner, Crystal Emmanuel, taking it down from 11.43. So sprinters are liking this Cork IT track tonight.
So Crystal Emmanuel wins for Canada, the women's 100 metres, 11.25. Phil Healy so close to another new Irish record, 11.30, with Joanna Atkins of the United States third, 11.37. Humphries 4, Hilton 5. Absolutely brilliant full house here. And what a tremendous result. Phil Healy in second position. Here she is.
I'm absolutely thrilled to back up the performance again. Win was under the legal limit. There's still areas I need to work in the race, but like if it was 1:11.25, it's going to be close to the record, so I'm absolutely thrilled.
What's it like to race in an international field here in Cork?
It's unreal. I love competing in Cork City Sports every single year, and like it's one I look forward to. And you have a home crowd, and everyone's just like, you see the crowd here today, and all my friends are here, and it's just great to compete in front of the home crowd and get the cheers going.
How are your preparations going in general now ahead of the Europeans?
Everything's going really well. This is my first race in 4 weeks. I raced 4 weeks ago, and I have 200 as well today. I raced on Thursday in Morton Games in the 4. We're in the London Diamond League for the relay, so I'm looking forward to getting in with the junior girls in the 4x1 and then on to nationals.
It must be great to be part of a time now where athletics is really capturing the imagination of the people.
Absolutely, and like everyone, like even in the last few weeks, the girls are going from strength to strength, and even across all of the men's and women's, there's PBs, there's qualifying times and stuff like that. And it's been great to set the national record a few weeks ago, and then everyone like has stepped up after that as well.
Thanks a million and congratulations.
What a performance from Phil Healy, finishing in second position. That Irish record of hers from earlier this year. 11:28, she came 200ths away from it.
Yeah, I said I was going to stay on the fence whether she broke it or not this evening, and I was right to 2/10 of a second outside, 200th of a second outside of it.
So now the men's 100 metres, one Irishman going in this, Marcus Lawler, and it's great to see him back. You remember the serious hamstring injury he picked up in the European Team Championships in Vasa in Finland last year. Well, he's back. Sean McLean won this, did the double in the Cork City Sports last year over 100 and 200. Bismarck Boateng of Canada, silver medalist in the 4x1, bronze in the 100 metres at last year's Francophone Games. John Teeters of the United States, Edmond, Oklahoma, PB in the Olympic trials 2 years ago in Eugene, where we're heading for the World Championships very soon. But Marcus Lawler, the Irish under-23 record holder, is still eligible to break that 10:30, that mark. 10.40 is season's best, the St. Lawrence O'Toole Carloman. All those schools records way back when, you remember, at the start of this decade. But it was such a gutsy performance because he had that hamstring injury, went down with about 50 metres to go, and I was watching it live on Finnish television at the time. Sadly wasn't picked up in our part of the world. He still crawled over the line to register points. Ireland didn't get promoted in the end, but he still gained Ireland something like 5 or 6 points. Meeting record, Brendan Christian, 2009, 10.12. So it's Georgian 1, McLean 2, Boateng 3, Erasmus 4, Siame 5, Lawler 6, Teacher 7, Bledman in lane 8 for Trinidad and Tobago. So away they go, first time of asking. Lawler trying to fight back in this one, but it's been a good start by Erasmus. Erasmus looks as if he's going to take it. 10.16, that is fantastic. Emil Erasmus of South Africa, who won silver at the Commonwealth Games in Gold Coast earlier this year. He won in Kortrijk 48 hours ago in Belgium, and he wins here. That was pure power, and that was 10.16, and that was unstoppable.
That was unstoppable. Those last 20 metres, it was clear. He was a clear winner. Unfortunately, Marcus got left a little bit behind after 50 metres, just showing a little bit of race rustiness perhaps, but that's our adventure winner Erasmus in number 14, the Nike strip there, and really pulled away in that last 20 metres, really powerful.
Well, bit of a blanket. I think Boateng was up there, and George as well. Boateng second, George third by the looks of it.
Yeah, tough one to call at this, especially from this angle, it's tough to call. And lane 7, I fancy as well, John Teeters, 10.21 season's best, but he looked quite strong from that angle, so really tough to call, even where we're standing on the finish line.
Yeah, that was a very, very impressive win by the South African. Still waiting for the final result to come up. We know he won.
Bear in mind now, our B race was won in 10.25, so not a huge difference between the performances there.
Should be able to see the men's 100 metres result soon. But on our live scoring, Marcus Lawler actually finished last in the end. 10.49. 900ths outside his season's best. The result of the men's 100 metres, Emil Erasmus of South Africa, 10.14. We make that, according to Athletics Ireland, a new Irish outdoor all-comers record. Winston George, Guyana, second, 10.29. Bismarck Boateng of Canada, third, and that 10.30.
With a lot, I raced 2 days ago, so with all the circumstances, I think I ran pretty well today.
Your time is 10.16. It's been reported that it's an all-comers record in Ireland. How do you feel about that?
I feel great. I mean, representing my country in other countries, I mean, that's just an honor, and to run such a good time makes it even better.
What was it like being here in Cork and racing at the Cork City Sports?
It's been amazing. I mean, it's totally different from where I've run previously, but I love it. I'll definitely have to come back.
What are your plans now for the next few weeks?
I'm going home now. This is my last race, so back to South Africa and then preparations for Africa Champs.
Thanks very much.
Representing West Muskerry, Stephanie Cotter.
So the crowd's really starting to build here in Cork. Nice evening, not too hot, not too cold. Quite still, actually. It doesn't feel as breezy now. We are quite sheltered where we are. Probably breezier on the track, but really pleasant evening. Lots of people out watching, picnics and all sorts. And up next to the 800 T54 wheelchair men's race.
And made up of British and Irish athletes. Ben Rowlings, Isaac Towers, we've seen at World and European Para Championships. Jack Agnew's beginning to knock on the door as well. Carl Brotherton of Scotland, Patrick Monaghan and Killian Dunn, both of Ireland, making up the field in this. And it's T54, so it is the fastest athletes.
So there'll be a few names to watch in this. Only two from an Irish interest. Patrick Monaghan, who's better known as a marathon athlete, but he's dropping down to the 800, which he does sometimes compete in. And Killian Dunn, who was a recent national 100 and 200 metre champion and was just pipped by Pat Monaghan in the 400 metres for that gold medal. So there'll be a bit of a national battle going on, but watch out for Ben Rowlings of GB, wearing the number 1, I believe he is. No, Ben Rowlings will be in number 5. He is a Paralympian and a European medalist from the 1, 4 and 800 metres, so a lot of speed. That's Ben there in the blue. So there's a really strong team. There's 4 Paralympians in this race, and Killian Dunn in the green of Ireland, who's trying to break into that level, taking a big step up this year, winning those 2 gold medals at the Nationals. So it'll be very much a domestic battle between Ireland and the UK.
Well, the ones to watch in this are in the middle lanes, Ben Rowlings and Isaac Towers. Rowlings, who broke into the British team in Grosseto. If I recall, he'd actually been left out of the British team for the 2015 World Para Championships in Doha. They felt he probably wasn't going to be a medal prospect, but he came very good with some impressive finishes in the Europeans in 2016.
Isaac Towers in lane 5 was a European champion over this distance back in 2016. So he'll definitely be one to watch as well. So expect some fast times here, much faster than any world record that David Rudisha has ever run to be winning this race today.
Yes, it's going to be a fascinating battle here because there's going to be so much coming down on the break of this as well.
So the 800 metres men's T54. So Kyle Brotherton in 2, Jack Agnew in 3, Ben Rowlings in 4, Isaac Towers in 5, Patrick Monaghan in 6, and Killian Dunn in 7. And the 50s are the wheelchair racers, and the higher the last digit, then the stronger the athlete is. There's 51, 52, 53, and 54. There are other numbers, but they're for throwing events. And they get a really good speed up in this. And sometimes you get some very tactical racers, particularly in the longer disciplines. But this really is a fantastic, fascinating event. Rowlings and Towers will definitely be the 2 who will be looking to boss it over the rest. And their lifetime best, really, for the rest that will be
That's
sought.
Patrick Monaghan from Ireland who's actually leading out after me saying it was to watch out for the GB, and he's really put it to those GB athletes who are coming over here with much faster PBs. So it's Pat Monaghan who leads at the bell. We've Ben Rowlings in second and Isaac Towers in third, and then a battle between Killian Dunn and Kyle Brotherton in the 5th and 6th positions, 4th and 5th positions, I should say.
So it's Monaghan leading them out. Agnew not too far behind. Rowlings and Towers are marking him very well, but this is a solid performance from Patrick Monaghan so far. 1:45 is his lifetime best, and now the movement's coming on the outside has been superb for 650 metres, Patrick Monaghan, but Rowlings and Towers are looking to make the big move now for Britain. They have the quality. It's wearing 5, Ben Rowlings in the middle. On the outside is Isaac Towers. On the inside, Patrick Monaghan. It's going to be a good race towards the finish, and it is just taken in the end by Ben Rowlings, ahead of Isaac Towers in second place. Patrick Monaghan in third, 1:48.89, the winning time in what was an exceptional race in this leisure world. Men's T54 800 metres, and in the end, well, it came down to the British pair of Rowlings and Towers. Monaghan did all he could in order to get the win, but just missed out.
Yeah, Monaghan took the race on. I mean, once again, it's great to see the Irish athletes taking on the race and giving himself every chance he could for the win. This isn't his preferred distance, as we had said, and his personal best was, far outside the British pair, but he really gave himself every opportunity. He grabbed that inside line and hugged onto it, and he gave it everything at the end, but I suppose the specialists just got past him just towards the end.
Yeah, I suppose you can see the difference between Pat. I'm sure Pat could go again and again and again at that same time for the 800, being a marathon specialist, but the two British athletes didn't have it on their own way, and they were 10 seconds outside their respective personal best, so it wasn't a brilliant performance for them. It was very much a tactical race. With wheelchair, it is very tactical. It's all about what position you can get into early, and then if you can stick in behind that first athlete who takes all that breeze and breaks that wind for you, and that's exactly what they did, and they let Pat Monaghan really do all that hard work.
So this is the men's 400 metres hurdle, sponsored by O'Leary Insurances. Paul Byrne going for Ireland in this of St. Albans, Yato of France, Kishimoto of Japan, Jacob Paul of Britain, Niall Flannery, Tyrrell Donovan and Chris McAllister, all of GB also in this. Fastest in the field this season, Takayuki Kishimoto of Japan. Meeting record, Javier Coulson at Puerto Rico 4 years ago, 48.41.
I remember that race well. I think Thomas got the second on that day, so.
All-comers record, Mary Peters, 1987. It was Ed Moses. So Byrne in 2, Yato 3, Kishimoto 4, Paul in 5, Flannery 6, Donovan 7, and McAllister in lane 8. And up very strongly is the Japanese. Remember, in Asian Games, reigning silver medalist. He is in lane 4 in the classic Japanese kit. Paul is looking to move up as well. Jacob Paul is going brilliantly on Kishimoto's outside. Flannery, who we see a lot of, the man from Newcastle, he's twice been the British champion, 2014 and 15. Kishimoto's beginning to fall back. Something's happened to him, no doubt. He was flying very early on. Not anymore, he's not. Now as they straighten up, McAllister's looking good. Paul is looking even better. It's Jacob Paul for Great Britain. Bronze in the European Under-20. Champions back in 2013. Paul will take McAllister second, Flannery third, Paul Byrne in fourth. 50.18, exactly 2 seconds outside Ed Moses' all-comers record. He came well. Kishimoto, the fastest in the field this year, but he faded away.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Kishimoto there. We had a really good start in those first 3 hurdles. He took beautifully. He's not a tall athlete for the 400 hurdles, so he has to work a lot harder, has to go a lot faster. I don't know what happened down the back straight. Did he clip a hurdle? Once you lose your momentum in the 400 hurdles, it's very, very difficult with fatigue to get them back. But Jacob Paul really got into his stride early and just so confident from the start, and really put the boot in at the end. And you can see here he's starting to pull away from the Japanese athlete in the inside lane, in the lane inside him there. I don't know, I think Kishimoto of Japan really just lost the legs. He really just did. There's no reason I can see other than just fatigue and maybe a bit of lack of concentration.
It's really odd. He is in form because he won the Japanese championship for the 4th time a few weeks ago. But Jacob Paul, silver in the UK championships last year. He was 6th in the UK championships this time around 2 weeks ago, but he wins in the Cork City Sports, and it's a solid winning time of 50.18. Very impressive with the Irish vest on. So here's the result of the men's 400 metres hurdles. Jacob Paul winning 50.16. Chris McAllister second, 50.67. Niall Flannery third, 50.82. Paul Byrne doing very well in 4th spot, and Kishimoto just fell back in the end.
There's our new CEO, Hamish Adams, there in the suit.
Yeah, and Sophie, a real chip off the old block. Sonia was decent as a youngster in the 800 metres, and this is what we have next. Nadia Barr is the Irish representative in this, and on page 2, Siofra Cleirigh-Buttner as well, who's had a great time the collegiate circuit for Villanova. But great talent here, the 6 times Trinidad and Tobago 800 metres champion Elena Brooks. She's won this year's title. The pacemaker is Miriam Daly in lane 8 alongside Siofra Cleirigh-Buttner. Silver in the NCAAs this year in the indoors. 800 metres record for Ireland, and Villanova's best result in 30 years it was too. But watch that also for Mary Henry of Scotland, English under-23 champion. Siofra Cleirigh-Buttner had a Villanova top on earlier. That was black. This is white for Cleirigh-Buttner. Will it be all white on the night? Great to see her back in home soil. She's had a brilliant career in the States. So it's Bailey, Henry, Picarillo, Brooks, Chambers, Borowski, Power, Richards, Becker, Smith, Rosler, Cleirigh-Buttner and Daly. Rosler from the United States, gold in the 4x8 IAAF relays last year. She's got the V for Villanova in there as well, as Miriam Daly, who's the pacemaker, cuts inside, and also in the pink, Dana Mecca, 5th in the Cork City Sports last year for the United States.
Yeah, Miriam Daly just went through that first 228, so quick enough pace. That'll probably bring them through to the sub-60 anyway, maybe looking for around 58 for that first lap, but she should be dropping out now in a minute. And Laura Rosler, wearing the number 1, is the fastest in the field here, the only sub-2 athlete at 1:59 run out her best. And Siofra, with her white hairband, is leading the field at the moment.
Siofra Cleirigh-Buttner leads Rosler on her outside, just behind, wearing 2 Emily Richards, 4 is Dana Mecca in the blue and the pink respectively as the pacemaker steps away. So now Cleirigh-Buttner has got a little bit of a fight on her hands here, possibly alongside Laura Rosler. She's been overtaken. Cleirigh-Buttner down into 4th position now as Mecca hits the front. Mecca in the pink, Rosler on her inside, Richards on the outside. Cleirigh-Buttner finding herself in 4th position, locked behind these 3. Remember, she competed at the World Championships, Cleirigh-Buttner in London last year. Rosler fastest in the field. PB, only PB in this field of sub-2 minutes. She's leading at the moment, but a fight coming from Mecca on her outside. Richards even further on the outside. Cleirigh-Buttner is now in the middle of the field. It's Rosler at the moment leading the way for the United States. Mecca fighting hard in 2nd position, but Laura Rosler, 4 times NCAA champion, is going to win. Rosler takes it. 2nd is Emily Richards, and in 3rd, having not featured at the front, Elena Brooks of Trinidad and Tobago took 3rd spot in that women's 800 metres, but Laura Rosler 2:02.46, a very good winning time.
Yeah, just outside Laura Rose's season's best of 2:02.26, so 2:09, excuse me. Siofra just didn't really have the legs in that last 100 metres. She got herself boxed in quite badly on that first lap just before the bell and really couldn't fight her way back out. So she had to work a lot harder than those girls. Had to do kind of did it the hard way, and unfortunately it didn't pay off this time. A lot of fast girls in that race. It was always going to be tight. A lot of girls with season's best of around 2:02, so the race kind of played out the way we'd hoped. Tough season come off the back of a long collegiate season for Siofra Cleirigh-Buttner. You can see there she's still well in contention at this stage, but does get boxed in. Everyone does kind of come past her. She left the space on the outside lane. But it was all about Laura Roser. That last 50 metres, she looked the strongest, and that sub 2-minute pace really stood to her there.
No mystery about the woman from Fargo. 2:02.46, a quality winning time, among her fastest of the season by a long way. And Dana Mecca gave it a really good go. Just a little bit of fading in the end that came from Emily Richards. Siofra Cleirigh-Buttner was a little bit down the field. Here she is.
Siofra, a lot of fast girls in that race. What were your thoughts on your performance?
You know, I haven't raced in over a month. Last race was Nationals back in the US, so today was just kind of getting back into it and seeing where I was fitness-wise right now after going away, and just getting a good block of training in and just to wake myself up again. So just happy enough, just wanted to get out fast, just being on lane 8, and then just try and cover moves and close hard. So I think I did a decent job. Would have liked to do better, but it was all right for today.
You're home for now. Have you made any decisions about what your plans are for the future?
No, I'm still figuring that out, so hopefully good things are on the horizon, so we'll just see what the future holds.
And then just for you next, what is next for you?
So I have Morton Games on Thursday, hopefully get another faster one maybe, and then just kind of aiming for Europeans later in the summer and hoping to go as far as I can with that, so with the Irish vest on.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
So the women's 800 metres, Laura Roser, the United States, winning that 2:02.45. Emily Richards, United States, in second. 2:03.20. Alina Brooks of Trinidad and Tobago in third, with Mecca fourth, Smith fifth, and Cleirigh-Buttner in sixth place. Daly didn't finish. Men's 800 metres is up next. Some very interesting names in this. Boris Berian, the 2016 world champion over this distance in Portland. The man who took bronze, Erik Sowinski, goes in this as well. We see him in Ireland quite a bit. The 7 times British champion, Michael Rimmer, and a name that's been around in international athletics for 35 years, Jan Kubista, following in the footsteps of his father, Jan Kubista.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what this race, how this race unfolds. A lot of the top names, Boris Berian, like you mentioned, Erik Sowinski, not in the shape that they would usually be in those, you know, really quick 1:43 times, but Michael Rimmer as well, a European silver medalist back in his day in 2010 in Barcelona, not running anywhere near his best. So I think this is going to be a really open race. I think it's going to be a really good race.
The men's 800 metres. So where we go, Barr, Kubista, Abda, Rimmer, Sowinski, Berian, Giesting, Lassiter, Sanchez, Avila, Amankwa and Fisher. Amankwa, who went out in the heats of the last 4 major championships, the Commonwealth, the Worlds, the Olympic Games, and he couldn't compete in 2015 due to visa issues. So a paceman is working the oracle at the moment. Sanchez of Puerto Rico, the junior Pan Am champion from last year in Trujillo in Peru, looking very good at the moment behind our paceman, and he's opening up a little bit of a gap. The man from Ghana, Alex Amankwa, is working very hard as well in the middle of the field. The pace being worked by Fisher. Sowinski is up there. Haven't seen a lot from Boris Berian so far, but no doubt we will.
I'm looking down the field, and I actually don't think Boris Berian is in this field. I actually don't see him there in the familiar New Balance kit that he wears.
Right. Yeah, he's supposed to be wearing one and he's not there, but it's Sanchez who's taking it up. We've still got Erik Sowinski, who's fighting up in second position. So for Puerto Rico, it's Sanchez, who is our leader with 200 to go. Second position is Sowinski. Third is Harun Abda, coming from the United States. He won the San Diego Aztec International back in March. They've got a good gap at the moment. What can the rest do here? Sanchez leading Sowinski. Third is Abda. Good gap. Giesting is moving up into fourth position. But this is Ryan Sanchez of Puerto Rico, who's had 5 wins in the Caribbean this year, and now he's going to get a win outside. Sanchez, Sowinski, Abda, the 1-2-3, 1:45.71 is a very fast
And
time.
That's a PB for Sanchez, I believe, if my notes are correct.
Absolutely fantastic. He came
just outside his PB. New season's best.
0.13 outside his lifetime best in the end. And Sanchez took big advantage. He gets a win in the Cork City Sports after doing so well. 5 victories right across the Caribbean this season. And he is flying. The Pan Ams are on next year in Lima. So it's essentially a non-championship year for him as well, but you do have the Caribbean Games and the Central American Games and the, I suppose they call them the NASACs, the North American, Central American, Caribbean Championships. Look at Sanchez going. Sowinski just knew it was not going to be his night. And well done, by the way, Abda in third for the United States. That was solid as well.
Sanchez just looks so comfortable. That last 200 metres, there was no sign of pain. The 800 metres is not a race that's known for being an easy race. And he looked comfortable, he was cruising, he was in control the whole way. So great race. I'm telling you, there's going to be whispers about this Cork City Sports go beyond just Europe, I think, next year.
Well, we're doing well. It's a calm night here, which helps. Sometimes it can be a little bit breezy. Not very often. So here's how the men's 800 metres finished. Ryan Sanchez of Puerto Rico taking a 1:45.73. Terrific win with Sowinski second, Abda third, Chris Geisting in fourth. Boris Berian did not start, unfortunately. So the women's 3,000 metres coming up next. Brilliant talented is Genevieve Lacaze, the 3 times Australian champion, coached by Nick Beddoes, in the crowd sitting alongside Sonia. Our pacemaker in this is scheduled to be Michelle Finn. Bria Larder of Australia, Jessica O'Connell from Australia, silver medalist in the World University Games 5,000 metres last year. Sisson, and it's O'Connell, and it's Purrier with 2 laps to go. Lacaze is up into 4th place. Melissa Duncan of Australia, she's in 5th now. She finished 4th in Nijmegen last month in the Netherlands World Relays. Bronzes for Australia, 4x8, 4x15 in the Bahamas back in 2014. It's getting interestingly tight, but still Emily Sisson, nobody wanting to challenge her, hoping that she might burn herself out a little bit perhaps. But listen, we've seen athletes who come out and led from start to finish, particularly famously last year in a throne, remarkably and ridiculously. But Emily Sisson tonight out in front. O'Connell still in second. Purrier is in third. And there was no Irish outside of the pace setter, Michelle Finn. The Cars in 4th is still a constant danger. Boscombe is in 5th. Duncan has moved back into 6th place. Boscombe of New Zealand 14th in the 10,000 metres at this year's Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast, the 3 times champion. The Cars still not looking bad here.
Well, you know, we said that Jessica O'Connell looked uncomfortable, but she hasn't gone anywhere. She's putting the pressure on Emily Sisson in that second position. I think Emily Sisson's going to have done an awful lot of the work here for the girls behind her, and I feel this is going to be a big burn-up for that last 300 metres.
Sisson, O'Connell, Purrier, Duncan, and Genevieve Lacaze. They're the top 5 with 300 metres to go. Sisson still holding her own in front. It's amazing that they haven't, even though they are shifting gears, they haven't shifted positions. Sisson still leads. O'Connell in second. Now here comes the move on the outside, and it's Boscombe who's gone for it. And Boscombe, agony in the face, hits the front. Now Purrier decides that she has to go. It's Boscombe, and it's Purrier, and it's O'Connell, the 1, 2, 3. The Cavs being left behind, and Sisson as well at 8:52.28 is a lifetime best. She might well beat this. Let's see. It's Boscombe who's out in front. There could be quite a lot of lifetime bests here, I think. We're going to go inside 9 minutes. It's Boscombe holding up Purrier. Boscombe on the inside. Purrier on the outside. O'Connell in 3rd place, and that's how they'll finish. Boscombe wins it. 8:45.99. They've all smashed their lifetime best. 20 seconds for Boscombe. Purrier in 2nd, and O'Connell in 3rd. And she's broken a lifetime best as well. That was incredible racing. That was incredible. That's only 7 seconds outside of Sonia, by the way, here. Look at this.
I mean, I knew the pace was fast, and Camille Boscombe in that last 200 metres, as a 10K runner, to have that kind of a kick is incredible. I really didn't see it coming from that late charge coming from her. You can see the pain in her face. That is hurting. And Poirier in the second, in the number 2 vest as well, pushing her all the way and pushing them hard all the way. And she's after coming out with a 22nd personal best, Camille Buscombe from New Zealand. That is a huge improvement.
Well, not just her, that's a lifetime best for Elna Poirier, by about 10 seconds, a lifetime best for Jessica O'Connell by about 4 or 5. That is absolutely remarkable. What a race. Camille Buscombe, lifetime best, 8:45.99.
Camille, first of all, congratulations, first place and a season's or in a lifetime best.
Yeah, he's a good PB, personal best, yeah.
Tell me about that race. It was a real tactical battle.
Yeah, so I just tried to be patient at the start and just like work my way through, and I didn't know what to expect, but I kind of felt myself kicking a 300, so I was like, oh, I've done it now. So I just went hard from 200, yeah.
You seem to pick the right time to make your move anyway.
Thanks, yeah.
What's the future hold for you now, just the next little while?
I have a 5K on Saturday in Houston and another 3K the weekend after.
You'll be going full of confidence after tonight's run.
Thank you.
Here's the result of the women's 3,000 metres. Camille Buscombe of New Zealand, 8:45.97. Poirier for the United States in second. Jessica O'Connell of Canada in third, despite that agonised look. And Sicily, who worked so hard at the front for so long, in fourth position.
She was rewarded with a PB for her efforts, which is good to see.
So the men's 3,000 metres, massive field in this, 19 overall. Patrick Tiernan of Australia, 6th in the Cork City Sports last year. 5th was Brett Robinson. Reid Buchanan of the United States. And from an Irish point of view, William Wansell, Hugh Armstrong, Gary Campbell, Dara Birmingham as well, and Geordie Williams of Villanova, a regular visitor to Ireland. It's Buchanan who's leading them out. Second place is Tiernan, 2 laps to go, should I say. And in third position is Geordie Williams. So the big names are beginning to make the bit of the motion, and Robinson is in fourth as well. And there's a very familiar singlet dominating the top positions right now.
Yeah, with 800 metres to go, Reid Buchanan just decided, you know what, enough is enough. I'm not going to be stuck at the back of this field. And he made a big move. That would have taken a lot of energy out of him. Will that affect him in that last 200 metres, which is coming in just over a lap to go? But the Australians are really catching up on him now. It's going to be an Australian at least in the top 3 if the top group is anything to go by. They really have separated from the rest of the pack, this top 5.
Tiernan, Robinson, Williams, Mann and Buchanan. They're the top 5. Jordan Mann of the United States, who didn't finish in Kortrijk, looks like he's going to finish here. Here comes the bell, and it's Robinson who leads. Quite a bit of jostling. Tiernan is in second place. Mann is in third. Williams 4. In 5th, Reid Buchanan, who made a big move up, and Buchanan's being left behind by the top 4 now. Buchanan out of it. So is Brett Robinson, who finished 5th here last year, is leading the way. Geordie Williams is in 3rd place. And it's Jordan Mann who's dividing them up, and Williams beginning to go on the outside. Tiernan is in 4th position. Brett Robinson is burning things up here. He's had good wins in Melbourne and in Auckland. Cork is about to add to the list here by the looks of it. Or Williams fancies it. Surely Tiernan does as well. And Mann can't be ruled out either. Here comes the final burst. It's going to be a good victory for Brett Robinson. Robinson's going to come through just under 8 minutes. Brett Robinson takes it. In second place is Geordie Williams. Jordan Mann is 3rd. Tiernan is 4th. Reid Buchanan is 5th. 7:59, the winning time. It's solid. But what a spectacular finish in the end, and Brett Robinson takes it.
Just as we expected, that burn up in that last 400 metres. Brett Robinson put the pace in. He really has the pace. He's a 7:45 personal best. He had no time for the 3K this year, so we didn't really know what he was capable of this year. But he had an awful lot of time, or a lot of speed left in those legs. Geordie Williams tried. His training partner in in Australia tried his best to keep up with him, but Brett Robinson really just had that speed at the end. Patrick Tiernan, the fastest in the race coming into this, with on paper was left a little bit behind and actually passed for 4th place by Mann just on the line. But another exciting race in the 3K.
Yeah, Australia 1, 2 and 4. Melbourne Track Club, Australia working very well. Robinson takes it, Williams second and Mann third.
What a race, what a finish. You had great speed left in those legs. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. It was a pretty slow pace, but it was kind of a big one at the last K, and I was a bit worried because Geordie's got good 1500 metre speed, but I think he was a little bit tired from the extra double distance, but I'm very happy.
Coming around that last bend, what was going through your head?
To be honest, I thought he was going to go past me, and then I was listening to the commentator, and then I heard him, the commentator say, oh, he's got a few yards. Got the win, but yeah.
And a nice 1, 2, 3 for Australia?
Yeah, was it? I actually didn't know. Yeah, that's really good. So we all trained together a lot of the year, so obviously going all right.
Nice to be here in Cork.
Yeah, it is. I won this 3K a couple of years ago, so good to come back and get another win.
Here's the result of the main 3,000 metres.
The official time, the first Irish woman ever to officially make 23 seconds, and a new Irish record.
So Brett Robinson wins the men's 3,000 metres, 7:59.65. Geordie Williams second for Australia, 8 minutes .12, and third Jordan Mann USA, 8 minutes .77 seconds. So we've got the women's 200 metres on the way now, and this is the A race, and it is absolutely stacked. Larissa Pasternatsky has been in the Commonwealth Games this year. Gunter Latisheva Chudari, she finished 5th in the Diamond League in Rome just a few weeks ago. Silver in the University of the World University Games in the 200 metres. Phil Healy's back again, 4th in the all-time Irish list. Crystal Emmanuel as well. 4 Canada so impressive in the 100 metres. Phil Healy is 4th in the Irish all-time list in the 200. National record held by Ciara Sheehy.
So Phil Healy's only second, 7th fastest on this start list. Most of the personal bests in this start list here are sub 23 seconds, so shows the calibre. If Phil can keep with these girls and do what she did in that 100 metres, we could be seeing definitely a personal best and chipping away at that towards that record.
National Canadian record for Crystal Emmanuel last year, 22.50 when she won here at the Cork City Sports. It is her lifetime best.
Anyway, so Kimberly Baptiste, who was supposed to be in the B race, has been bumped up into lane 8 in the A race. It was a PB of 23.40.
Pasternatsky in 1, Latisheva Chidari 2, Tarmo 3, Healy 4, Emmanuel 5, Atkins, Hilton, and then Baptiste in this women's 200 metres. Well, Phil Healy will be very competitive in this as he tries and turns over the defending champion Crystal Emmanuel. It's Healy in 4, it's Emmanuel in 5, and also going well is Tarmo in 3. Healy's fighting for this, but Crystal Emmanuel, the Canadian record holder, 22.50, she's going to take it, and Emmanuel does win it, 22.77. Atkins second, Healy third, and Phil Healy, well, she's come very close to a lifetime best of 23.17 for absolutely certain. But Crystal Emmanuel defends her title well for Canada, 22.77.
Yeah, another brilliant race by Crystal Emmanuel, and she's happy with that 22.77. Phil Healy was in the mix. I put her at 3rd or 4th place, but it was a blanket finish in the end. She had a brilliant bend right up on Crystal Emmanuel, who just had a much better transition onto the 100 than Phil. But a brilliant race by Phil Healy to be keeping it up with these girls who have been at Olympic Games, have been world medalists, and I think she'd be close to her PB as a result. I hope I'm not biting my tongue.
I think you're not far off. She wasn't far off. She was 3rd in the end. Emmanuel, very, very impressive. Joanna Atkins in the United States in 2nd position. Emmanuel, whose Canadian record stands from this stadium a year ago. Healy in 3rd position. Tarmo fighting back in 4th place.
Yeah, Crystal Emmanuel, really, really powerful. Those last 10 metres, she was so powerful, more like a 60-metre sprinter. Wait with bated breath to see what Phil Healy pulls out. Will she be closer to that second Irish record this year in the 200 metres to match her 100-metre record. We wait and we see.
We can tell you Phil Healy has broken the Irish record.
She's just become the first woman ever from Ireland to break that 23-second barrier. We don't know the official time yet.
Yes, it's not come up, but you can see...
All that matters is the record.
She is on the big screen here. Let's take a good look at this 200 metres again. Now, Phil Healy finished third, by the way. From the host nation point of view, it's all about Phil Healy. Watch her here in lane 4. Her lifetime best, 23.17. Sarah Riley with the Irish record from Edmonton, the World Championships 2001 of 23.02. It looked fast, 22.77 the winning time, and just hitting 23 seconds. It's not come up on our screen, and it's not come up on your live results system either yet, but it has come up on an internal one inside the track.
We can tell you it's a sub-23, but we don't know the exact. But first woman to break that elusive 23 barrier that is so many people have been so close to. So again, another brilliant result by Phil ahead of those championships in Berlin in the summer.
The result of the women's 200 metres, Crystal Emmanuel of Canada wins 22.75, Joanna Atkins second for the United States 22.90, and a new Irish record for Phil Healy, 22.99. So the men's 200 to come. Phil Healy with a new Irish record.
Phil, amazing. First Irish woman to break 23 seconds. How does it feel?
Absolutely amazing. Like, that's the second national record in a few weeks, and 22.99, like dipping under 23, and even the conditions, like there's a massive headwind on the bend, so I was absolutely thrilled to finally get the time of 22.99.
How special it was that the crowd were on their feet all roaring you.
Absolutely amazing. Even turn around and everyone standing is like it's special, and to do it here in Cork, home turf, is absolutely brilliant.
I think everybody will want to know, what is the secret to this good form?
Like, I moved to Waterford this year, so definitely around Shane, my coach, so that's definitely the main reason, and my training partners and just the whole group of us together feeding off each other. So it's just bringing us all on leaps and bounds between the boys and the girls, and it's just absolutely brilliant. So,
and the international field, the strong field must help.
Absolutely. Like, I had Crystal Emmanuel right beside me, and she'd ran 22.7 in the recent Canadian Championship, so I knew if I chased her down that the quick time could be there, and I was absolutely thrilled.
Men's 200 metres is coming up next. Marcus Lawler and Thomas Barr going in this for Ireland. See, the impressive thing about Phil is she doesn't just know her results, she knows her opponent's results as well from their own national championships. That impresses me.
Yeah, as far as I know, Phil is a bit of a student of the sport. She makes sure she knows who she's up against, and she knows what they're going to do, so she can, like she said, they dragged her to a new Irish record.
So the men's 200 metres, Somea in 1, McLean in 2, Dwyer 3, Lawler 4, Burrell 5, Barr 6, Siame 7, Manning is in lane 8. Well, they've brought Aldrich Bailey Jr. in place of Cameron Burrell, who is scratched. Just to let you know, that is in lane 5, and Bailey's got off to a really good start, and Marcus Lawler having a good time of it as well. Great to see him back on home soil, but going brilliantly is Sydney Siame as well. Lawler's fighting hard for this. Siame wins, and Lawler is in second. 20.19 is a terrific time. That is a meeting record. 20.19 is a meeting record, beating that of Marlon Devonish from 2005. And Marcus Lawler, I think, has got a new lifetime best as well. It was 20.71 going into this, and I think he's absolutely smashed it.
I really think he smashed that well. I'm glad I wasn't on camera there, because my jaw just dropped to the floor. I knew that was a fast time, but when 2019 came up, oh my God.
The Irish record is 20.30 from Paul Hessian. That from, gosh, when? 11 years ago. He's close to it, Lawler. He's very close to it. He's going to move up the all-time list. There's no doubt about that. Going well in the orange-yellow singlet there in Sydney Siame, who had that very fast time, 9:87, early last year in the 100 metres, but it was wiped out because the timing was wrong at a local meeting. Well, he just shot away Claire in the end in lane 7, and impressively so. This is really impressive. This is very, very impressive.
Are we still in Cork?
At the very least, Marcus Lawler, I think, is going to go second in the all-time list behind Paul Hessian, because Paul Brazell, 20.54, is second in the all-time Irish list. Well, that was a superb win. Here's the men's 200 metres result. Siame of Zambia winning at 20.18, but in second position. Marcus Lawler, 20.40, the second fastest Irishman of all time. Only Paul Hessian has run faster with a 20.3 11 years ago. Rashid Dwar of Jamaica in third position. Thomas Barr was sixth.
Oh my God, I just can't get over the performances this evening. I mean, if people didn't know about Cork City Sports before, they certainly know about it now. That was an incredible race by both Phil and Marcus.
Just outside the Irish record, but a big personal best for Marcus Lawler. So a round of applause, Marcus Lawler, 20.40.
20.40 puts him second on the all-time Irish list.
What an incredible personal best. Shaved 3/10 of a second, 3 off his time.
Marcus, congratulations, a PB for you.
Yeah, no, it's a long time coming, to be honest with you. I've been knocking on the door of the 20.5s and 20.4s, and I ran a 20.4 illegally last year, and finally I've got a legal 2040, and I'm delighted.
It must feel amazing, and here as well in Cork tonight.
Yeah, it's brilliant. You know, we fly around Europe and we try to get races abroad, and good conditions, good competition, but Cork and everyone that organised Cork today brought them to Ireland, and that all helps, and the crowd and everything it's amazing, yeah, to do.
Well, you're over the hurdle now, so onwards and upwards.
Yeah, I'm looking forward now to Berlin. So. Thank you.
Second in the all-time list, Marcus Lawler, 20.40. Hessian is 20.30. He was fifth going into it. He's now second, and Sydney Siame won 20.19, and that a meeting record as well here.
And it's all well and good saying that you're going to
talking
14.5, but it has to come out.
To the media. There's Spike O'Sullivan. He's had a few tilts in the ring in the past few years, a famous Cork sporting son. Heading into the final bend on the final straight. This is going to be a terrific win in this open men's 3,000 metres, and it's only with 150 metres to go that Damien Landers of Ennis Track hit the front. He's going to win. It'll be outside his lifetime best, but he wins 8:31.84, and gallant Evan Byrne of Tugger in second place, and there's going to be a fall by Niall Shannon of Unbrew. That's so unlucky, as he was coming through into third position. Dara Finn of Dublin City Harriers takes that instead. Third but fourth, the rest are absolutely nowhere outside of the top three.
Keep an eye on Cian Kelly in second place. He is pouring it on with 150 to go. He is looking like he is flying down this home straight, as Michael Power is starting to get a little bit more fatigued, and the crowd are absolutely roaring on for another close finish.
It's going to happen. I think it's going to happen.
I don't think
it's Cian Kelly of St. Albans who overtakes Michael Power with 20 to go to win. And Cian Kelly, 3:55.53 is a lifetime best by 7 seconds. Micheál Power breaks his lifetime best by 5 seconds in second place for West Waterford AC. Dave McGlynn award for third. Major championship medals for Toa Whistle in lane 6. So away we go in the first sprint of the night. Whistle looking very good in 6. Harrison in 5 as well. Sarah Murray's going brilliantly here. Can Murray pull it out of the bag? She's just been beaten in the end by Shaina Harrison, 11:69, as Harrison takes it, and the quality and class came to the fore in the end. The fourth placer in last week's Canadian Championships wins the B race at 11:69, unofficial time. Yeah, Morrison in 2, Takeda in 3, Dodson 4, Dwar 5, and remaining in lane 6. David Lima of Portugal does not start. The B race, the men's 100 metre. So away they go first time. Morrison struggling to a solid start. Dwyer is moving up well. Rashid Dwyer of Jamaica, he's going to take it. Dwyer wins it. Morrison in second place. May well have been Dobson third. 10:25. That's not bad for a B race in Ireland, is it?
And next up we have the men's mile lining up after all the excitement of that 200. I have to get back to the distance, middle distance racers. So in lane 1 we have Sam Prakel of the USA, Hamish Carson, lane 2 New Zealand, Drew Piazza, lane 3 of the USA. Drew Piazza is from Western Oregon.
Sean Tobin, he too has had a very good collegiate career in the United States from Clonmel with Ole Miss, Mississippi University. Kieran Kelly is trying to break the 4-minute mark tonight. 4 minutes, .70. The Raheny Shamrock man, that's his lifetime best. Luke McCann, over 1,500 metres, has run 3:44. Sam Prakel of the United States on the inside wearing 1. The Johnson Controls Cork City Sports men's mile. Look at the jostling with Drew Piazza in the Peru-style kit wearing 3. It's Prakel, Carson, Piazza, Ribic, Hamdi, Tobin, Stanisek, Marshall, Ramsden, True, Kelly, McCann, Dixon, Malone, Belmore, Williamson and Sam McEntee of Australia's a 3:58 man. Piazza, that really is a Peruvian-looking singlet. 3:56.86. He's a Western Oregon man. In terms of the Irish racers in this, well, Kieran Kelly, Luke McCann, Sean Tobin are all really interesting prospects in this. But Sam Prakel is the defending champion, wearing 1, having taken the title here last year, and Sean Tobin finished 3rd in last year's Cork City Sports. It is our pace man, Tom Marshall, who's leading them round at the moment, and Tobin's well placed, well supported. He's in 6th place at the moment. Our real leader is Mick Stanovec. Prakel is in 2nd spot, Piazza's 3rd, Ribic is in 4th. But Tobin, well, he's well positioned, taking away our paceman. He's in 5th place, Jess.
Yeah, the field's been pretty strung out already. Everyone always gets on board with the men's mile. Everyone knows exactly what it means to do a sub 4-minute mile. Interestingly, a tall figure in the orange kit of Adidas there. We've had him in Athlone. I don't know, do you remember? The world record holder for the beer mile. That's just him passing by camera there. Corey Bellamore of Canada. He holds the world record for the beer mile of 4:36, I think, if my memory serves me correct, and is a good indoor miler. 3:57 he ran only this year in February. So interesting man, bit down the field, further than I thought considering how fast he's run, but it really is all about Marshall up in the first position there, going through in 2 minutes.
He's doing badly because he's already done a beer mile. It's Stanisek who's our leader at the moment, the real leader, with Prakel in 2nd place, and Carson is in 3rd. Piazza's still up there, and Sean Tobin still doing very well in around 7th position. I wonder if you get a bonus, you have to drink a beer that you don't like. But it's our pace man still bringing us around. It's Tom Marshall, 600 metres, a lap and a half to go. He'll be stepping out very quickly. He'll be stepping out now. And so here we go. It's really about to shake up here majorly in this men's mile. Tobin is still well positioned. You can see how well he's moved up. He's tucked in on the inside. It's Mick Stanovec of the United States is in the lead. Prakel in 2nd position. Carson is in 3rd. For New Zealand, semi-finalist in the Rio Olympics 2 years ago in the engine out. So here they come round, heading for the bell. It's Stanisek and Prakel and Carson. That's the 1, 2, 3. Bit of a gap. Then in 4th place is Jamie Williamson. Ribic is in 5th. Tobin is still not out of it in 6th position, and there's a major fall there. Trying to work out who it is who is midway through the field. We'll give it a look and we'll let you know. But at the moment it's between Stanovec and Prakel, who are the top 2, and a bit of a gap between them and Carson in 3rd place. It's Ben Malone of the United States who is the faller. So 200 metres to go. It's Stanovec who leads. It's Prakel in 2nd place. It's Carson in 3rd, and that gap is increasing. Stanovec of Oregon University, the PB run in the Armory this year in New York. Look at that gap as he comes into the closing straight, and that margin looks to be increasing. What a really impressive victory this is going to be for Sam Prakel. He's done it again. He wins the Cork City Sports Mile for the second time. Prakel wins, and Piazza in second place, and I think Sam McEntee came up into third place right at the end. 3:56.11. Very nicely done. He's done it again, and that's not far off his lifetime best, you know. When the conditions are right here at CIT, this track is sensational.
Yeah, great way to round off what's been an incredible night of athletics here. It was all about the sprints, like I said, but that mile, everyone can get on board for that sub-4 minute mile, and the crowd were really cheering them home in that last 100 meters, and it really did bring them on to get that sub-4. A number of them, I'd say the top 6 at least were in that sub-4 category.
Well, Sam Prakel, he won here a year ago at CIT, and he made the break at the right time. Stanisic just fell behind in the end. Carson tried to reel him in, but to absolutely no avail. Stanisic looked good at one stage, but Sam Prakel, second year in a row, has won the Cork City Sports Mile. One of the highlights of the night. Yet again, it's the summer of Sam.
Sam, a super race. You really made the break at the right time.
Yeah, went into the race not really knowing how I was going to feel running the 800 2 days ago, but knew I was sharp and knew I was going to have a good kick. And, you know, huge thanks to Mick for going with the pace and really set up the race and, you know, made a similar move to last year. And just know, like, going at 300 always feels pretty natural to me. So felt good going around and felt strong going into the stretch.
You definitely got your tactics right.
Yeah, you know, it takes a lot of experience and practice, and running here last year helped, so I think going in nice and confident was an advantage.
You came back again this year, so you must like Cork.
Yeah, no, I love it here. Great crowd, great atmosphere, and usually pretty nice weather too, so I'll take it.
You followed 2 very exciting sprints, but the crowds were really behind you.
Yeah, no, I was just sitting on the grass before my race, just taking it all in, you know, watching the other events, and you know, this is just always a great event.
The result of the men's mile, Sam Prakel retains his title, 3:56.09. Drew Piazza in second place for the States, with Sam McEntee of Australia in third, just ahead of Carson of New Zealand.
Sean Tobin there in 11th for Ireland, just outside that elusive 4-minute barrier. He has done it before, wasn't to be tonight, but the first 10 men in that race all sub-4. So again, another really high standard race tonight.
So that's it from us here at the Cork City Sports. It's been a fantastic night of athletics. Thanks for watching.